You don't lose your life in one single moment. You lose it slowly, silently, bit by bit, every time your mind steals your ability to react. And the scariest part? It never announces it. It doesn't ring an alarm. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply takes over, one hesitation at a time. You know that moment when something happens. And instead of responding, you freeze. That tiny pause, that subtle internal collapse, that sudden emptiness where your voice should be. That's not weakness. That's not just how you are. That is your mind training you to stay silent, passive, and paralyzed. It convinces you that reacting is dangerous, that moving is risky, that speaking up will cost too much. So you stay still, you stay quiet, you stay small. But here's the truth. Nobody says out loud. Your mind is not trying to protect you. That part of your mind, the one built from fear, trauma, repetition, and old survival patterns, has only one mission: keep you exactly where you've always been. It doesn't care about your future. It doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about the familiar. And if the familiar is pain, it will drag you back into pain. If the familiar is silence, it will shut your voice down. If the familiar is chaos, it will recreate chaos even in a peaceful room. That's why you feel stuck even when nothing is wrong. That's why you feel tired even when you just woke up. That's why you hesitate even when you know exactly what you need to do. Your mind isn't broken, it's conditioned. And the conditioning is strong enough to destroy your ability to react before you even realize it's happening. But here's the moment everything changes. The moment you stop believing every thought your mind throws at you. The moment you recognize that hesitation isn't your truth, it's your programming. The moment you understand that the fear that freezes you is not your enemy. It's evidence that your old self is losing control. And that's where your power begins. Not in trying to stop fear, not in trying to erase doubt, but in acting while they still exist. Let me tell you something that might sting. You don't fail because you're incapable. You fail because your mind convinces you to wait. And waiting is the silent assassin of your future. Your ability to react is not destroyed suddenly. It erodes. Every time you say later, every time you choose comfort over clarity, every time you ignore the small internal voice begging you to move, you think you're postponing life. But life isn't waiting for you. Opportunities don't pause. Time doesn't slow down to match your fears. You're not losing potential. You are bleeding it out drop by drop. And the worst part? You don't notice the damage because it's quiet. You think, no big deal, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes a month becomes a year, and a year becomes a version of you that doesn't even remember what reacting feels like. Your reactions define your reality, not the big ones. Everyone reacts when the moment is dramatic. I'm talking about the small reactions. Saying no when you'd normally submit. Speaking up when your mind says, stay quiet. Moving when your body wants to freeze. Taking one step, even if the whole path scares you. Every time you react despite fear, you take back a piece of yourself. Every time you move while anxious, you rewire the part of your mind that believes you're weak. Every time you choose action over paralysis, you become a new version of yourself, one who trusts your own impulses again. But if you want to dominate your mind, you need to understand this. Your mind learns from what you do, not what you think. Thinking changes nothing. Waiting changes nothing. Wishing changes nothing. Only movement teaches your mind that fear is not the ruler anymore. And the moment you move, even a little, something powerful happens. Your mind panics because you're breaking the pattern. You're interrupting its control. You're choosing a future instead of repeating the past. That's why it feels uncomfortable. That's why it feels wrong. That's why your mind screams at you to stop. Not because you're going in the wrong direction, but because you're going in the direction it can't control. This discomfort is not a warning. It's a sign of evolution. It's the feeling of a cage unlocking from the inside. Keep going. Here's the truth you need to hear. Your mind isn't your enemy, but the version of your mind built by fear, repetition, trauma, and silence absolutely is. That version wants you small, predictable, safe in all the wrong ways. It wants you to live on autopilot, not because it hates you, but because autopilot requires no growth, no risk, no change, and therefore, no threat to the old identity you've already outgrown. But you're here, listening to this, because something inside you refuses to die quietly. That part of you that knows you were meant to react, to respond, to rise, to choose. You are not meant to live frozen. You are not meant to be silent. You are not meant to watch life pass you by while your mind convinces you to wait a little longer. Your future is not destroyed in one moment, but it can be saved in one. The moment you choose to move, to speak, to act. Even if your voice shakes, even if your body hesitates, even if your mind screams, don't. Because the truth is simple. Your ability to react is not something you lost. It's something you stopped using. And just like a muscle, it comes back the moment you start training it again. So today, right now, choose one reaction, one movement, one decision, one step that breaks the pattern your mind has been forcing on you for years. Your future self is waiting. Your power is waiting. Your life is waiting. And this time, you won't freeze. This time, you respond. This time, you rise. Because you're finally learning to dominate your mind before it destroys the most important thing you have, your ability to fight back. If this message helped you reconnect with your own strength, tap the like button so more people can find it too. And if you want more videos like this, deep, real, and transformative, consider subscribing. There's a lot more coming for you.